Dreaming away from reality was a source of escape for me during the hard times, and it was nice to do so during those hard times when all we had to eat was porridge, and I would imagine I was eating rice in a nice mansion with Uncle Phil from the sitcom Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Ever since early childhood, back in Zimbabwe, I always used to believe that all people in Europe and America lived in big mansions and having butlers like Jeffrey was a normal thing to do. It was a little disappointing in some aspects to realize that most of the people in the UK were poor, and even worse, there was no such thing as Uncle Phil's mansion or Jeffrey the butler. The majority of the blacks were not the high-flying lawyers I'd imagined, and ice cream did not fall from the sky on Wednesdays, as I was told by my friends during those hunger-fueled daydreams of a better life in Europe. Knowledge had made me realize that my expectations of Europe only left me feeling as if I was stood naked in shame and disappointment. Europe was not heaven after all. I had spent so long obsessing and dreaming of Europe as a heavenly place, and the people who surrounded me back in Africa were much the same. I remember the day the headmaster, Mr. Mlambo, caught wind of the news that I was to emigrate to the UK with my family. It was big news in school, and he strolled into the classroom and stood me up in front of everyone and said, "This boy is going to the United Kingdom. He's leaving us for a better place." Everyone in the classroom cheered as if I had made it in life. I even cried a little because I knew I was never going to see my old friends again. But I was so happy because I was leaving corporal punishment and the harsh life behind. At least in Europe, we were bottom feeders with the benefit of eating fresher crumbs from the master's bins. As they say, the closer you are to the master's bins, the fresher the crumbs. I always drew a particular level of comfort and moral understanding from the parable of the sower in the Bible. To me, my mother was the seed that fell among thorns. Despite the misfortunes and difficult circumstances she faced, she still strived and persevered to grow out of the difficult life. Even as all the thorns around her were choking and killing her slowly with each passing moment, she still persevered and gave life to one seed. I was that one seed, the lucky seed that was carried off from a dying crop among thorns to a patch of good soil. I just hope to make her sacrifice worthy of the pain she went through, because right now I find myself away from the good soil. I can feel myself on a landslide, drifting back into a field of thorns, slowly choking my will to persevere, to one day give life to seeds of my own on good soil. It was nice to know that there was still an opportunity to rise above in this new society. If only I knew how much of a facade it was.